Last year, a day after finishing the Bob Graham round in the UK, I was wondering what I would do next. One option was the Spine Race, and they have a summer version. 268 miles or 430 kilometers along the historic Pennine Way. You would traverse 4 national parks between Edale, England and Kirk Yetholm, Scotland, and climb nearly 40,000 feet in the process. So 12 months later, here I am, sitting next to my good friend Ollie, who has once again graciously agreed to be my host while I was in the UK, as we are headed to race registration to pick up both my race bib and to have my mandatory gear checked. A race finish had never been this uncertain for me before. For the first time in a long time, I actually felt like I didn't belong at the start line. But I guess I would have about 156 hours to find out. Guess I better bring my passport. All right, let's get the check-in and gear check done. How's it going?
Gear check?
Yeah, I just arrived. Is this where I go first or do I go inside first? Here first? Wonderful. Okay, wonderful.
So do you know your number?
188.
188. So we'll do everything in blue. If you look at anything in blue, knife, socks, head torch, phone, waterproof trousers.
Yeah.
This is good too.
Wow. Gloves.
So here's the warm ones, and those are fingers as required.
Yeah, okay. So 3 liters of...
Yeah.
So what's your number?
188.
188.
Yes, ma'am.
So have you got your photo ID? Yeah, perfect. That's great. And that's your race number, obviously.
Okay.
And then there's information on the back. Fill that in.
Steep stuff.
20 minutes to the start.
The normal stick.
Oh no.
It's time to go.
Yeah. Do you know what? I saw you at the kick check, but you were getting kick checked by some girls. And I was doing a bit of kick checking, and then we went down to the bottom. So, how are you feeling?
Okay.
So good for mountains.
Yeah.
Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Alright, we're now officially on the Pennine Way. Slight uphill. No need to run this.
Going fresh. You got it, Jake? Yep. Cheers, thanks.
Alright, Jacob's ladder.
So what's your name there? 152? Phil. Phil and
Martin.
Martin. I'm Gordon.
Gordon, nice to meet you.
And you?
Beautiful morning. Already a little humid and warmer. I'm sweating like I've been running 20 miles. But just already spectacular views. And this is the first climb, so maybe time to get out the trekking poles. Woo! Everybody having fun?
Yeah.
Already? Alright. Alright. I'm here with Gordon and Phil. We're all spine race virgins, I guess. And I'm already feeling it, the heat. Which the breeze is beautiful, but wow, look at these views. Who says Britain doesn't have mountains, huh? That's just spectacular. Nice and green. Beautiful. Kinder downfall, not a lot of downfall going on today.
No.
Oh well, still amazing views. My goodness, I'd be out here every weekend. Spectacular. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Alright, 9-0 I came. Very dry in the UK, so Kinder downfall, which is usually raging with waterfall, it's nothing there, but the views are still just spectacular. Might as well do a quick check-in. 7.5 miles in. It's cooled off a bit, thank goodness. Overcast. Thunderstorms in the forecast. I've been going hour 49. I'm really not paying attention to my time. just every 2 hours I hit nutrition. I'm trying to get about 250 to 300, and that's the most challenging part, figuring out how to keep nutrition going down, not using too much water, because you never know when you're going to find water again. So anyway, I'm feeling great. The nervousness kind of subsided. Now I'm just in for having a good time for a week in the UK fells. So right now we're on another little flagstone section. Some of these trails where they're less technical, they put these down, I think, to keep people out of the bog. Now, having said that, bog is usually way more serious here. The swamp-like terrain where you can literally disappear to your hip. But it's been so dry until this morning that there really isn't that much of that going on. I decided after this that I'm going to try to do updates every 5 hours. Right now 11 miles in, 2.5 hours, but this is just a beautiful section we're going up. But there's a helicopter. I hope that's not for one of us, but it's beautiful. Green. The weather is perfect right now. It's predicted to change around 5 p.m. tonight, so let's just wait and see. Absolutely spectacular views. Beautiful trail. So I have to watch my footing because I already ate it once, so kind of need to be careful. But man, look at these views. It's just fantastic. I want to try to keep taking it in, soaking it in. That's what's going to keep me going this week. Alright, looks like it's an unofficial checkpoint here with some water maybe. How's it going? Yeah.
Enjoying yourself?
Yeah, so far so good.
Excellent.
Any water by any chance?
There's a little bit of water if you see at the back of the van.
Alright, lovely, thank you. A little bit of tree cover, that's a first. Beautiful piney little trail. Nice little change from the rocks. Also a bit shaded, got a bit warm for a minute. So, little gear update. I'm wearing a long sleeve REI shirt with a hood SPF 50. The idea being I always forget to apply sunscreen, so hopefully this will protect me from the sun. It's been overcast, but the nice thing is it is long sleeve, and so as I'm getting hot, when the breeze picks up and the clouds cover the sun, it actually is kind of a cooling effect. So this works great so far. It's supposed to get cold tonight, so we'll see how I'm going to deal with that. I've got a windbreaker, rain jacket, mid layer, base layer. I hope I can just put on a windbreaker, but we shall see. So, I was just trying to get water out of my hydration bladder, and it looks like I went through 2 liters in 4 hours, and I'm down to about 2 bottles, which is not good, so I'm hoping I'll find some water later, but it is what it is. I may just have to slow down a bit. So we'll see. I have a filter bottle, so as long as I find some kind of water source, it'll be fine. 5-hour update as promised. 20 miles in 5 hours, and it looks like we're gonna go on and on and on along this little creek, not really a valley. Kind of slowing down for a little bit because it got hot for a bit. Now it's cooling off a little, so there's a nice breeze. I'm just trying to settle down a little bit. There's water, there is water, but it doesn't look very nice, so I'm still good. I've got 2 more bottles. It's very brown. I don't know if that's iron or what that is, but I'll just get some. It's nice and overcast. Trying to cool off still, which is working. Settling down, making sure I put electrolytes in the filtered water so I don't just drink water, and staying on top of my calories. I'm still at about 250 to 300 an hour, so we'll see if I have to take in more, but that's about all I want to take right now. So this is another flag stone section, nice and breezy. We're at mile 24, and apparently there is a unexpected burger van up ahead. Oh, yes! This looks amazing. Hi there.
Hi there.
I just stopped at that little van, and nice little surprise. I got a fried egg sandwich with some cheese on it, I guess, some mustard, and a can of Coke and a can of Fanta. I'm sure I overdid it, but I figured load up on some calories. I couldn't tell if I was low or what, but energy was a bit low. I'm moving okay, but I figured it can't hurt. I had still plenty of water. I've got 2 bottles still. I think we've got just under 10 miles to go, and I'm sure there's going to be another water source there somewhere, but even if not, I think I'm okay, because I kind of preloaded at this point, so we'll see. I've got a veggie burger waiting on me in 10 miles. This is turning into a buffet, which again, there's no telling how long this will last. So yep, I'm kind of wandering around. Let's go over this way. I keep getting confused with the roads. dropping off a double track into this, which is pretty cool. Until I realized we got to go up there on the other side. Oh well. Beautiful. Quick update. Looks like bad weather is coming in. I think we have about 2 miles to an unofficial stop, meaning it's a food truck that you could place orders with. It's definitely going to cool down for the rest of the day. So I'm going to try not to exert myself too much, kind of back off the pedal a little bit, which I haven't really been pushing, but clearly it's kind of impacted me anyway. So just gonna take the foot off the gas even on the descents, just try to, you know, walk or whatever, make sure I don't start sweating profusely again, because now I'm wearing a rain jacket to make matters worse, but I also don't want to get soaked to the core and then start freezing. So let the fun begin. All right, so I finally made it to Nikki's food bar where I had ordered a vegan burger. I finished that vegan burger, which was delicious, loaded up with mayo, tried to get calories, chugged a Coke, and grabbed a couple of candy bars, chugged a bottle of water, and filled both my 2-liter hydration bladder and my bottles up. I have a feeling I won't need it. It cooled off quite a bit, but I still feel I'm a bit behind, so I'm hoping I can kind of catch up. So we'll see. All right, 37 miles in, 10-hour update as promised. Just crossed a highway past a pub, the only pub along the Pennine where they do not welcome spine racers, which is fine. We had assistance about 3 or 4 miles ago, so we're good. All right, thanks very much. Blackstone Edge Reservoir. All right. Well, the weather changed. It's been pouring for a few miles now, and we're coming up at some kind of obelisk. I'm sure it's got significance. I'm hoping this means we're gonna get to a low elevation after this. We've got about 2.5 miles to go to the first official checkpoint, where I was hoping to, which I still intend to do, just eat a warm meal, refill my bottles, grab more nutrition out of my drop bag, and then move on. But it's 100k to the next checkpoint. But waiting out the storm apparently is not going to work either, because it ain't stopping. So I really would like to keep going, so that's what I intend to do. Alright, let's do it. Let's keep moving. It's getting cold. I don't remember what this town is called. Which way do we go? It tells me to turn around. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, I think so too. You want to get? Yeah. Yeah, let's get on the other side. Yeah, 3 miles from the checkpoint. We came from way up there in the distance, that obelisk up there, down, out of the storm. I mean, it's still raining, but the creeks were the trail was a raging river, like no kidding, probably shin deep. You didn't know how deep it was, couldn't avoid it, and had to get out of the storm. Alright, thanks for being here, thanks for volunteering, thanks for taking care of us. Let's get out there. Put on some pants. Alright, 20 hours in. First night of zombie walking is behind us. We've got, I don't even know how many miles right now. I'll have to look that up later. But and that was rough. We're gonna try to find a place to nap here in a little bit, but got some very uncomfortable spots I need to take care of at some point. Alright, 3 of us are struggling quite a bit. I'm not sleepy right now, but my feet are tenderized, and the GPS tracker literally has my hand going numb because it's cutting into my shoulder the way they attached it, so I may have to fix this. But look at that sunrise. Pretty cool. We'll just keep working. Alright, we're just over 24 hours in, 74 miles. We've slowed down significantly overnight, and of course because of all the walking my feet are kind of battered. So we've got 4 or 5 miles to a town called Gargraves, where we have access to a bathroom, a co-op shop, a cafe and a pub, so we'll probably do a late breakfast there. And then move on to the monitor point 1.5, where we only get water. Maybe I can get some medical attention for my feet, otherwise I'll have to take care of it myself somehow. A couple of blisters and some really bothersome hot spots that could get much worse, so we'll see. Anyway, right now we're running along a river, and there was, as you could see, a whole bunch of houseboats along the shoreline. Alright, we just arrived in Gargrave, hoping to get some food here at the supermarket and some breakfast, and I absolutely am dying for a bathroom, so hopefully I can find that too. Alright, we'll do an in-between update. 29 hours in, 82 miles. It's been an eventful night and day so far. I made it through the night very slowly with a couple of buddies. We kind of stuck together, but then one pulled ahead and I just lost the other one to a DNF. And I spent 45 minutes with a medic to fix up my feet. To say it was painful is an understatement. They fixed me up as best they could, and now I'm on my way to the the first monitoring point before moving on to the second checkpoint. And it's probably going to take me another 12 to 14 hours total. Malham Cove. Wow, that's pretty impressive. So, part of the spine race course on the Pennine Way Trail is climbing to the top of Malham Falls. It dates back to the Ice Age, and we climb a ridiculous number of stairs, and I'm already wore out, and we're just getting started. So just left the, what is it, mandatory check, something like that. It's not an aid station, so we got water and a cold towel. I filled up all my stuff. I'm almost 90 miles in. I've got a marathon to go to the second real aid station. So it's a bit chilly now that I sat down for a minute and we're by the water. A minute ago I was sweating and hot. There was no breeze, but I'm sure I'll warm up enough in just a minute. So this is an old glacial lake. That's all that's left from a glacier, prehistoric glacier. We'll try to keep moving. It's probably going to be midnight or later before I get to the second checkpoint, and at some point I'll have to decide if I want to take a nap on the way or if I'm going to try to take a nap at the aid station. Approaching the mountain now. Maybe it's a bit clearer. The wall that runs up and it veers to the right a little bit. I can't see close enough, but you get through that gap on that rock wall cliff to get all the way up. So yeah, this will be interesting. Halfway up. Came from all the way down there. And now go the rest of the way. Deceiving. Alright, I'm climbing the final flagstones to the top of the wall that runs all the way up Pennine. And that was interesting. Pretty easy initially, stone steps, then halfway up you lose track of them, then you scramble on all fours hoping that you're not cliffing out, and then you find steps again, and then you're at the perceived top before taking this path all the way to the top. So this just happened. I saved 2 baby sheep. I saw 2 heads bobbing up behind one of those rock walls. So they use this large, it's not chicken wire, it's this squared wire to keep the sheep from jumping over these fences. 2 baby sheep managed to jump in it, get hung up in it, get it all twisted around them. Basically we're stuck. I needed to do something. I wasn't just gonna not help them. Ultimately, I climbed through the burning nettles, got there, tried to figure out how to even get them out of there. I tried to pull one of them up, you know, under the belly, just to kind of see where all they're stuck and twisted in, because I mean, one of them looked like she was choking herself in one of those squares. I mean, it was awful. So I managed to get one of them out, and then the more difficult one remained, and it took me about 20 minutes to finally get that one out, and just kind of watched her yelling at her mama like, hey, I'm here, look at me, and ran over. And I mean, it's just cute. So I have to imagine they were stuck there for quite some time. I'm just glad I saw the heads bobbing up. It just looked strange to see. Good deed for the day done. Nothing can go wrong now. I mean that. Like, to me, what better thing is there than to help a little helpless animal, right? I've got about 3 hours of daylight left to try to get most of this remaining, I think it's 14 miles to the second aid station done. If I don't sleep at the checkpoint, then I'll probably crash out on the trails, weather permitting. So we'll see. Good morning from the spine race. Good Tuesday morning, I believe. I spent a good part of the night at checkpoint 2. I think I came in there between 1 and 2 a.m. The goal was to sleep 3 to 4 hours. Suddenly I was in the checkpoint when I left now, over 5 hours. I had a good final stretch yesterday. It's always fun passing some runners. It's really not about, I'm not trying to do anything here. I just want to run this race and enjoy it. Of course, there's a little bit of competitiveness in me, and when you're passing runners, it always makes you feel, you know, lifts your spirits a little bit, especially in an event like this that just seems to go on forever, and you don't have 8 stations other than once a day, literally. Makes it rough. So anyway, I had a great finish to the lag last night when I stopped to sleep, and then I see this morning how much time I spent here. So it's a bit frustrating. I don't intend to sleep at the next checkpoint. It is only 34 miles, but it's fair to assume it's gonna take me a good bit to get there. The nice thing for now, it's overcast, so as we're climbing out of the checkpoint, I'm not hot. Unfortunately, there's yet again weather in the forecast. Showers are starting at 10, and I don't know how long they're gonna last. I wasn't gonna look it up, but that means my trench foot from Monday is probably gonna make a return, and with existing blisters, who knows, but hopefully not. I'm trying to be positive. I mean, how can you not be? It's pretty great scenery. Hopefully I can run through the night. By the way, I've opened about 100 of these gates the last 2 days, and many of them have different types of contraptions to lock them again. You know, they do that to keep property separate, i.e. keep sheep from roaming. Anyway, nothing like making it feel stupid when you can't open what seems to be a simple mechanism to get through the gate. We are 47 hours, 45 minutes in, and I've run 112 miles. It's nice and overcast, yet after that climb I'm still a bit sweaty. So normally all you hear all day is sheep. This morning it's birds, so that's a little change. I'm sure it'll be sheep again later on in the day. So this is worth mentioning. Finally, some soft running surface. Everyone's feet have been battered by the rocky trails. I'm sure this lasts about a mile, if that, but you learn to appreciate this type of terrain or surface after you've been dealing with rocks and boulders for 2 days. Alright, I'm about 3 miles out of checkpoint 2 and already took a wrong turn, but that's easily done on this course. No markings, so if there's deviations or you don't pay attention to a trail marker veering off, you can very easily go the wrong way. When you're going through the lower lands, the farmland, it's very easy to veer the wrong direction across a field. So I had my suspicion about how they got thousands of tons of flagstones up here, because certainly they don't grow on this map. And I have my answer. I just now see a bunch of these bags here along this flagstone path on top of this area, and they clearly get airlifted in here and dropped off by helicopter. So that explains it. Mystery solved. It's kind of neat. Just came off the trail, running through the town of Thwaite, and I've heard they may have a beautiful little cafe, but I have a feeling they're not open today, or at least not open yet. Oh well. popped up on the trail. I think it's a pub, and I'm hoping it's open and I can get there to warm up a little bit and maybe dry out a little bit. I've got another 19 or so miles to go to the aid station, actual aid station. But if I can take a break here, let's see what's going on here. See if I can get the break. I've been running for 5 hours now, I think. Which is more than I hoped it was, but it is. Alright, so I just left the United Kingdom's highest pub, and the weather has not let up. And so I'm literally wearing my running shirt, puffy jacket and rain jacket along with waterproof gloves and waterproof pants to stay warm up here as we're still in the wind and it's raining. It's just, you know, I don't mind the cold. It's the wet that's just messing my feet up. Couldn't really do anything at this stop, so I've got another 18-19 miles to go to checkpoint 3. Alright, making it across a major highway via the Pennine Way underpass, or as they call it on the way signs, God's Bridge. Alright, it's been a while since an update, and the reason is simple. The last few hours have been tough. Weather, rough weather again, and I have to take a break, a serious break, and also get some sleep, because whenever I'm walking slow, that's when the sleepies hit me. And right now my feet are so tender and my body feels just rough, so I'm walking slow to keep the pain at bay, or limit the pain from my feet, from the blisters. But as a result, I get sleepy. Maybe I can move a little bit faster to get back to camp. It's still 5.5 miles left. All I know is I need to get out of these clothes. I need to get some fresh clothes. I need to let my feet air out. I'm going to remove all the tape, so we can actually assess after I take a nap what the damage is and if it can be remedied, and then go from there. The plan is to dry out my feet and take a nap and have medics look at my feet and decide what can be done. And then we shall see. I'd like to really give this a go and finish this thing. All right, so I did make it out of checkpoint 3 with my buddy Tony, who was kind enough to wait on me. Feet are a mess, but we're walking, we're moving, and had I not left, I would have missed this. So already well worth it, no matter how the day unfolds. Beautiful, beautiful waterfall. What a spectacular sight. All right, I think we found High Fell, which is just absolutely incredible. What a way to start the morning when you didn't really think you were going to continue on. So far so good. Feet are painful, but I'm hoping I can make it work. So we'll keep going. Right now, I'm happy. Very happy to be out here and giving it a go. I don't know what this river is called, but we've walked on it for a while, and it's a pretty valley right here. This is definitely a beautiful part of the course. One of the highlights on the course is called Cauldron Snout, and we're going to go up the side of it, then on the right side, and then cross at the top, I believe. What a spectacular sight. Alright, and another day of firsts. I am eating my first jelly babies, which apparently is a British auto runner's favorite. They look a bit like gummy bears, but alright. Not too bad. A bit more sugary than Haribo's.
a bit softer. Alright, I can do that. Jolly babies. Alright, we're approaching High Cap Nick, which is supposed to be a pretty cool sight. Alright, we're on the other side of High Cap Nick. Looking back at our earlier vantage point. But you can't see it, it's still a bit around the corner, I think. It's dark now. But we're gonna make our way around this, and then at some point we're gonna start dropping down. I finally get to the bottom of High Cap Nick, and I'm about to arrive in Dafton I believe, and it is my hope that there's some food I can score. Sit down in an actual restaurant and grab some food. I'm hoping to get some water, but really like a nice breakfast / lunch meal would be lovely. Nothing heavy, of course, but I don't know, we'll see. I'm being hopeful. I don't know how much longer that's gonna last. I'm clearly hearing things, I'm seeing things. Hallucinations are real. 3 days of running, 5 hours of sleep. So I've got just over 19 miles still to go to the next checkpoint. But in this leg we still have massive challenges ahead. Crossfell, which is the highest point on the Pennine Way. So that's gonna be interesting. But for now, let's see if I can find some food in this lovely town of Dafton. Alright, here starts the biggest climb of the race to Crossfell, which is the highest point on the Pennine Way. I just had a great meal at a small cafe that happened to be open in Dafton. Picked up a fried egg sandwich that he made for me to take with me, which will come in handy after that climb. Alright, very blistery up here. I just made it to the top of Knockfell, down from the village in town at the cafe, and now I have to make it across, across 2 more fells to get to Crossfell. I'm gonna try to do a light jog. I think the wind is kind of coming, it's in my back, so hopefully I won't be too cold. Oh yeah, almost 78 hours into this adventure. Whew. Fell number 2 of 4. Plodding right along on this trail to make it to the third one before the final climb to Crossfell. So I'm moving pretty well right now. I intend to stop to enjoy that sandwich I brought from the restaurant when I get to Crossfell. Now I can see the two straight in front of me. I basically have to run down there, the hump, saddle, whatever, and then go up. That's a pretty good climb for sure, and then probably drop down again and get up to Crossfell behind there. Right. Now starting the hike up the third of the four. They're getting bigger every time, so this is fun. Anyway, I'm gonna use the trekking poles and make my way up there, and then hopefully come down not too far on the other side before climbing Crossfell. Alright, video real quick. I'm ducking. I'm on the top of the third summit. It is very blistery up here. So I'm gonna continue on to Crossfell. That looks big, so we'll see how that goes. Alright, I'm finally approaching the peak of Crossfell. Stuff in town. I had the guy fix me a fried egg sandwich to go. Oh. Alright, I have no idea how far to the next checkpoint because it's been showing 8.3 miles for the last hour or so, which I didn't pick up on for who knows for how long. Probably not as long as I wish, but we've been on this road forever. But I made a new friend, this guy. He's been running next to me. How's it going? And so I'm not sure if he's, when he snuck up on me, but we've had some interesting conversations. I've been wanting to walk and he's been telling me to go. So anyway, I'm trying, but the surface does a number on my feet anyway. So, alright, so much for that. Let's see how much further it is to the next checkpoint, because I'm ready. Alright, looks like a 3-ish mile home stretch now to checkpoint 4. Try to take a 3-hour sleep here to be refreshed to do the next leg. I took like a 5-minute nap today on the trail at one point. Anyway, getting closer to the home stretch, but not quite there yet. Good morning from beautiful Pennine Way. It is Thursday morning. I've been trying to see if there's a spot where I can plop down and just do 10 or 20 minutes, like a quick nap, power nap, to make me wake up and feel better, but I haven't really found a spot yet. Even with the GPS track, I took a couple of wrong turns. I mean, you got to be focused, and I'm certainly not right now. I'm so sleepy. I've got another 30 miles to cover today before I get to the next checkpoint 5, the last full checkpoint. Well, I won't finish Friday morning, but there's a chance now I will finish Friday night, which would make me very happy still because of how things had gone the first 3 days and how the sleep deprivation has affected me. I'll be pleased with any kind of result as long as I finish. That's my only goal right now, to finish. I left checkpoint 4 at 1 a.m. after a 2.5 hour sleep and medics working on my feet. That took nearly an hour. Yeah, I don't remember what I was thinking. So hopefully I'm going to be a bit more clear later. It is time for another update. I've barely covered, let's see, 16 miles in 8 hours. It's been one field after another of boggy terrain, and anyway, now we're getting onto a finally manicured field, aka where are golf balls flying? It's a golf club. I've been sleepwalking until now, like falling asleep, clearly not able to maintain any kind of focus. So it's been frustrating. This is the longest I've ever been out in a race. This is now 97 hours. First highlight of the day after all the bog fields. It's going to be a hot day, but about halfway done, so just got to keep it together, keep moving, and if I need a nap later I'll do that, but we'll see. More of Hadrian's Wall.
Yeah.
Alright, 16 miles to go for the day. Last checkpoint tonight. Last chance to rest up before the final 41 miles. So I didn't sleep enough last night. I should have slept more. I wasted a lot of time this morning zombie walking, and obviously I still didn't add any sleep, so tonight the goal is to sleep a bit more to have energy for tomorrow. We entered some single track 5 minutes ago in a forest that had to be deforested because of a bad storm. They were not able to save it, if you will, so they took them 5 years to clear it all, and then I'm assuming they're going to replant a new forest. Looks like the reforestation has already started here. Expected. We're climbing up to an unofficial aid station. It's a farm that always helps spiners out, and I am out of water, feet on fire. I'm looking forward to a reprieve for at least an hour.
Look, and it's in the shade.
So many choices. Oh. 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 Pit stop open. Fantastic. Oh. Oh, my feet. Oh.
Do you want to lay down?
Checkpoint number 5. We have a control point 5.5 and then the finish. I'm going to try to get a good sleep, get some food, take care of my gear, rinse off a little bit as best as I can if they have water, and then go to bed. Not waste any time this time. Let's see if I can do better than the last 2 times. I'm trying for 4 hours because 2.5, whatever it was yesterday, I was never coherent all day, and I wandered around for 8 hours. People that were 2 hours behind me because I ran so well yesterday caught up to me. Bellingham, made it. Hello. How's it going?
Yeah, good, fantastic. We'd seen him make a break for it.
Hi, good morning. It is now Friday morning. I've been running since 1 a.m. after taking a almost 4 hour nap at the very last checkpoint of the race. We have one monitoring point in about 5-6k, and then it's a 50k to the finish. No further aid. We've got the Cheviots ahead. That's the mountain range that's supposed to be beautiful. Just witnessed a spectacular sunrise. I don't know if you can see it. Cameras never captured quite the same, but it is beautiful. I partnered up with Xander from Belgium, and we're making good time this morning. We're about 3.5 hours into this adventure for the day, and still lots of ground to cover. Right, the final checkpoint before the finish. I think from here we have 50 kilometers left. Is that about right?
Let me look.
So a little
44.
Oh heck yeah, 44 kilometers. So we're gonna make sure we refill our bottles with nutrition and stuff, maybe get a cup of coffee. And I have to use the bathroom. I gotta apply some bug stuff because those midges are bad. I've stopped twice and I got stung twice, and it's itches like a mother. That's the plan. Sander is kind enough to put up with my shit for hopefully the remainder of the race. And we're doing pretty well. That's a first. Using a mosquito net for the midges, is what they're called here. They look like little, tiny little flies, but they're as bad or worse than mosquitoes. Thousands of them. And there's one, the final monitoring point where you can have some water to refill your water bottles. That's all you get there. Those guys are in full suits with netting because it's just they're terrible. They only come out of the tent to help the spiners as we come through. And they have like a smoke tent to try to minimize the midges, but while you're stopping for a minute, I was able to have some instant coffee, hopefully to wake me up, because I struggled a little bit. We just left the aid station, there was a bathroom there, strangely enough, because it's this fairly primitive campsite. And now we're tackling the final 44K, but we're approaching the Cheviot now. We just came up that route, and now we're gonna make our way up and start climbing for the rest of the day. Alright, we better not go that way. Military firing range. Just complete another climb, and on we go. Alright, here's another peak. We're now in the Cheviots. 22 miles to go. 121 hours in. I'm gonna think about that afterwards. I don't want to do the math. I know the math, I just don't want to think about it. So there's supposed to be some rain coming in, which I'm absolutely not happy about, but just gotta be ready for it. So let's just see and continue on. We're coming up on Hut 1, which is not an official way marker, but it's a place along the final stretch of the course for people to get out of the wind, take a quick break. So that's where we're headed. Alright, looks like another summit, and on we go. There's a hut up there. That's hut number 2. That's where we're headed. The very last mountain of this monster of a race. We go up this, and then we're descending 5 miles to the finish. I am nearly broken. I guess that's what you come for, but man, I always wonder in the middle of a race, why do I do this? And then when I do finish them, I forget all about the misery and just remember the cool stuff. And this race had everything. And so, anyway, I need to process this. It's gonna take me a while. Our finish line, Kirk Yetholm. 4 miles to the finish. 4 miles to probably the hardest thing I've done today. So I want to try to enjoy this and not kill myself going on. It's been a long 130 hours. So let's make sure we finish it in one piece. One last pan of this beautiful area. Beautifully brutal. climbing up the mountains for about a mile still, and then I think it's the 5k on tarmac to the finish and Kirk Yetholm. In case you're wondering, I'm now officially in Scotland. First time. Alright, we're about to enter Kirk Yetholm for the finish. Clearly we're walking at this stage because we're better than bruised, and we'll just save that for the final sprint, the running. Longest 130 hours of my life, but I was in good company for the last day
with the guide.
and some of yesterday. I was with the guide. Alright, which way do we go? I guess we go straight down the grass.
Left from the tree.
Yeah.
Right from the tree.
Yeah.
Look how they run.
I don't even want to see that. I'm gonna let him go first. Go kiss the wall. Oh, big man, go kiss the wall. That's amazing. Go kiss the wall, go kiss the wall, quick. I'm gonna let him go first. This one right here? Okay.
After my new friend Sandro let me crash at his Airbnb just 200 yards from the finish line, it was time for me to make my way back to Manchester, where I would spend another couple of days with my friend Ollie before flying back to the US. The whole trip took about 3.5 hours, taking a couple of trains and a tram to finally make it back to the center of Manchester. After spending a couple of days with Ollie, relaxing and having plenty of beers, it was time to start my return trip back to the US.